this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life today. I can feel it, spirits in this place. I can see it shining on each face. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in our hearts, in our lives today. Here for each other, the way it's meant to be. Sisters and brothers, one great family. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive everywhere in the world today. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life, everywhere in the world, every face in this place. Love is alive.
I keep giving others the advice I need to hear. When will I learn to listen to myself? I've been yearning for relief from all my fading fears. Why is it that I have been compelled to heal the wound inside of you when it's me I'm dying to save? If it's water that baptizes souls, why have I been drowning in the waves? I've waited in this pool of hope, but I'm ready now to take a deep sea dive. I'm gonna make my soul totally vulnerable and live like I'm really alive. I've been watching cycles, all the seasons, all my life. When will I apply the laws to me? After every darkness I see that sun arise. Why does it take an eternity to understand life's pattern plan when it's there as plain as the day? If the sun shines through to light my view, why have I been walking in the shade? I've waited in this pool of hope, but I'm ready now to take a deep sea dive. I'm gonna make my soul totally vulnerable and live like I'm really alive. gonna make my soul totally vulnerable and live like I'm really alive. Oh yeah, I've waited here in this pool of hope, but I'm ready now to take a deep sea dive. I'm gonna make my soul totally vulnerable and live like I'm really, live like I'm really, live like I'm really alive.
day like no other day. The pain, the worries just faded away. The sudden clarity of things I could not see. Serenity of life, no more a mystery to me. My spirit came alive, rising to the sky. Everything I wish for, I see in my eyes. nations torn from sorrow filled my heart. The feeling of defeat began to rapidly depart. The fate that some things were never meant to be. Gives comfort to my soul. My spirit came alive, rising to the sky. Everything I wish for, I see in my eyes. Enveloped by a feeling of tranquility and peace. Memories of anguish from things that could not be. The overwhelming feeling, there is still a story to be told. A glimpse of the future, ready to unfold. All right, let's clap our hands now.
Oh, love is in the air.
Whoa, can't you feel it?
I can feel it all around.
My spirit came alive, rising to the sky. Everything I wish for, I see in my eyes. Oh, I see it in my eyes.
See it in my eyes.
Whoa, it's right in front of me.
Right in front of me.
And there you have it. Good morning to the kids. Wow. Mila, it's so good to see you in person. I'll let you represent all of our kids today because you're the one who's present with us. Some of the others listen on live stream, and I think they do anyway. But it's wonderful to see you. Yeah. You love this. So, we're talking about aliveness and health and wholeness and appreciating all of it today, remembering that it's the divine presence within all of us that keeps us whole and healthy. It's that divine presence of God's life. I'm talking right to you. Are you embarrassed? No. That keeps us returning to our wholeness, even when sometimes we get a cold or something, we get well again. Well, why is that? Because that's our natural state of being. And because God lives within us and all around us, and we return to that awareness that we're alive in the spirit of love and life and light. You may remember a number of years ago, I told you kids a true story about Sunday school in my first church in Redondo Beach, California. And there was a little boy and a little girl in the Sunday school class who were having an argument. And the argument was about, he said, God is up in the sky. She said, no, God is inside all of our hearts. No, he says, he's up in the sky. Because it was his first time there. He hadn't learned about that loving presence yet. So she finally wrestled him to the ground and opened his mouth and said, hello, God, I know you're in there. But you've always known, because you've come to Sunday school for a long time, you've always known that God lives right in your heart and always is there to remind you that you are created whole, complete, perfect, loving, wonderful, wise, beautiful, and giving, and bright, and intelligent, and you have every reason to remember who you are. And when you do, you get to live that beautiful life of wholeness and fun and vitality. And that's all I'm going to embarrass you about today. Unless you want to say something. I didn't think so. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now maybe that'll encourage the other kids to come back when we have in-person meetings again.
Mac did ask if there's going to be another CSL event. Unfortunately, he's not on my time.
We'll talk after. That's important. Thank you. Yeah, we like Mackie a lot. And I'll just go ahead and remind you now, in case you didn't know, that the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we will be gathering in person at the Hyatt House, King of Prussia, for a very beautiful after Thanksgiving service. So tell him that. Okay, thanks. Well, what do you think about having a meditation now? I like that too. Okay, let's just get comfortable without actually lying on the floor. Just get as comfortable as you can. And let's all, ooh, thank you. Let's all breathe in that holy breath of spirit. And breathe out that spirit, which is the spirit of love and life. And just as we breathe in together on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we hold it for a moment and then release it. 1, 2, 3. And we are completely in harmony with the infinite presence within us and with one another. And just continue to breathe naturally and normally. And then let that breath become a pathway to your heart. And as you enter your heart, feel that welcoming presence, the divine embrace wrapping around you and saying, come on home. And as you enter the sacred place, it's not secret anymore, but it is sacred. Enter in and hear the words, "Thou art my beloved one, in whom I am well pleased." Accept this divine truth because it is your truth. It is the truth of all. Let it enter your heart and your mind more deeply, and simply rest in this presence. And now with a soft gaze, look out into your world, all of the planets, the cosmos, and realize that it is all divine energy. And that energy is alive with the life of God everywhere, within every part of creation, within every sentient being, within you. And let that energy remind you that it is intelligent energy and that it responds to your thoughts and your feelings. So silently speak words of love to the world itself. Speak words of life everywhere. And speak these words of love and life within your own consciousness and within your beautiful body temple. Speak to the cells, to the atoms, to the organs with love and appreciation. And continue to let this love and wisdom touch and bless and lift in praise your entire consciousness, your loved ones, your neighbors and communities. Let this divine energy raise its vibration and move out into the world, healing, revealing the truth beyond the error, allowing infinite harmony to express through all beings as we come into the quiet, sacred space in our hearts for just a moment. Listening, listening. And having heard a song of love, an anthem of life, we rest, knowing that this infinite energy of love and life and light continues to move out into the world and to circulate through our own consciousness to fill this beautiful building and all people in it. It is blessed. We are blessed. We are grateful.
I am the vessel, you are the breath. All that flows through me is life at its best. When I surrender to all that you are, I become the shine in your shining star. I am one with you, you are one with me. There is only one eternity. So I give to you my solemn vow to love you forever, here and now. Here in this moment, right here in this place, miracles flow with infinite grace. As I turn to you with all that I am, you give me life, I give you my hand, 'cause I am the vessel, you are the breath. All that flows through me is life at its best. When I surrender to all that you are, I become the shine in your shining star. Yes, I become the shine in your shining star.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Deb. Now we have a wonderful opportunity to experience an opening treatment and some words from our practitioner, Cheryl Macklin.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, it is just so awesome to see everyone smiling, and I feel the joy. I'd like to share a couple of quotes from several different sources on joy and wholeness. Everything, this is from the textbook, page 290 and 292. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. I am joy, peace, and happiness. I am the spirit of joy within me. And from Jane Beach, retired CSL minister, author, and artist. During a challenging time, joy may be elusive. All is not lost. Joy is still there, waiting for me, calling to me. Joy is just as important as rest and a healthy meal. It's the sun on my face, the earth beneath my feet, the breeze in my hair, the rising sun. As I notice these things that feel good, I welcome joy back into my life, filling me with hope, purpose, endurance, and self-love. As I speak this treatment, I will speak it in the first person and invite you to take it for yourselves. There is one life, and that life is God's life. And God is the one and only source. And God is joy and peace and love and wholeness. There is only unity. And God is the one and only creator. Therefore, all of God's creations are made of these same qualities. So I am one with the life of God. I am one with the joy. I am alive with the joy and the life of God. I am wholeness, peace, love. And I look out at this congregation, this group, this spiritual community, which is so joy-filled, and I see this aliveness and this joy and this oneness emanating from each and every God being. And that brings me joy and love and a deeper connection with the divine presence within. I feel this deeper connection as I listen to the music, as I listen to the talks, as I sit in this presence of this wonderful spiritual community. I know I will move forward through the day more joy-filled, more deeply connected to God within. I know that this is the truth, and I release this truth with grateful acceptance. I release my word into the law, knowing that the law only ever says yes. I let it be so, and so it is.
Will you join me in the affirmation? Isn't it fun to have affirmation cards again, as well as seeing it on the screen? Wow, we're getting to be a real live community here. And it is, I celebrate my innate wholeness, feeling divine life coursing through my body, through my emotions, and streaming through my mind. Ooh, yes, that's good. It does feel wonderful up here to look out, doesn't it? I'm going to invite, at the end, I'm going to invite everybody to come up one at a time and look out and see how good that looks and how good it feels. Well, we are continuing this month, the month of November, with the art of appreciation. And of course, for Centers for Spiritual Living all over the world, the theme for the year this year has been Living Everyday Wonder. I think that's a good theme to have forever, right? Living Everyday Wonder. And this month is the art of appreciation. And today we are, as you could tell, talking about the joy of aliveness. Ernest Holmes also says, knowing that all experience is a play of life upon itself, the blossoming of love into self-expression, the coming forth of good into the joy of its own being, I enter into the game of living with joyful anticipation and with enthusiasm. And you know about enthusiasm, right? Entheos is the Greek word for God. So when you are enthusiastic. You are entheos. You are in God. God is in you and expressing. And I can't think of a better way to be. Can you? There was a woman, Eleanor Jackson, who was once you remember her, she was a soloist for Ernest Holmes, little red-headed gal, firecracker. She'd come out on the stage in Merrill Hall at the Silomar with her tambourine, and she spoke about enthusiasm. And I like that. Will you say that with me? Enthusiasm. How can you not feel wonderful when you say something like that, especially when it's a little on the silly side, but it's still good? So divine life is whole and complete. That's the truth of it. It is whole and complete. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing missing. Then why is it, do you suppose, that we sometimes feel something's lacking or missing in our physical health or in our joy of living? Well, it's simply, maybe this seems like an oversimplification, but it is the truth. We've just forgotten who and whose we are. And so we come back to the remembrance of that. We come back to knowing that there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Hit it. That life is God. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Again, there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Doesn't it feel good to remember who we are? Doesn't it feel great to realize that this life is infinite? It indwells all of us. We came right out of it, and we live in it. We can't get outside of it. Feels that way once in a while, doesn't it? Do we have a little spiritual amnesia from time to time? And then we remember again. And this is one of the most beautiful ways that we remember, don't you think, in coming together and reminding each other and supporting each other and loving each other. We want to return to our awareness of well-being when we've experienced something of a temporary nature that seemed other than that. It was other than that. It didn't feel good, did it? But it doesn't last. It came to pass. We don't want to get so involved in the condition, whether it's a physical condition or whether it's something going on in the world that's troubling to us. We don't want to get so involved in the condition that we forget our complete well-being, wholeness, and infinite possibility that exists because of who we are. You are the beloved in whom God is well pleased. I am the beloved in whom God is well pleased. That simple remembrance can bring us back to the awareness that when we return often to this awareness, everything begins to change. Sometimes instantly. Sometimes it takes a while. But it does happen because it's the basic foundational truth of our being, and we cannot escape it. We can just forget it. We can go like this. But why would we do that when it feels so good to live in the presence of the divine that lifts us up and keeps us lifted up? You see, before we can do our part to uplift others, and don't we love doing that? But before we can do that, we have to do our own internal work, don't we? It requires that we have a happy, healthy instrument. I want my mind, body, and emotions to be a well-integrated, well-balanced, happy, delightful, healthy instrument through which the light of truth shines, through which the love of God moves out. Isn't that our goal? One of the most important ones? So our innate wholeness springs from the life divine itself. Now, that doesn't mean that we sometimes use a pill to go along with the prayer. That was always fine with Ernest Holmes. Whatever helps us. But the more important part is to shift our consciousness and to deepen our faith and to become aware that there's nothing but God. And it's right where I am, and it's right where you are, and it's right where the entire world is. And I think this is a very important time for us to remember that. I enter into the joy of aliveness as often as possible. As a friend of mine used to say, early, often, early, often, and eventually. Always tune into that joy of aliveness because, as Cheryl expressed, it's always present. It is always something we can experience, no matter what else we may have been experiencing. I love feeling that divine presence flowing through me. It just lifts me immediately when I get up in the morning and say, "Good morning, God," rather than that fellow who used to say, "Oh, good God, it's morning." You know? I want to awaken to the truth of my being and to allow that divine energy. And it is absolutely divine energy that flows through all of us. And we are able to have a peaceful, powerful, productive, successful day when we open ourselves up and to become that clear instrument of the spirit of aliveness and to appreciate it. To appreciate everything about ourselves, everything about our environment, and what we're calling forth from it. So when I return to this authentic sense of awareness that my life is in God and God is in me and there's no way to separate this, then we naturally allow the healing and the revealing to take place. I remember Frank Richelieu told us at one time that he was in class with Ernest Holmes, and that somebody showed up with a box of Kleenex and had a pretty runny cold. And Ernest looked at him and said, "Is it going to be 2 or 3 Kleenex or the whole box?" So he was challenging him to go ahead and change his perspective so that it might not take a long time for this to be healed. All healing, without exception, as a revealing of the innate truth. So we don't recover from an illness. What we recover is our furniture, right? We reveal the truth and we uncover our innate wholeness. It's not just 1 or 2 daily prayers. It truly is about praying without ceasing. I'll give you a great example of this. You know, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore founded the Unity Church of Christianity. And this unity movement has been around even before religious science. And it's, you know, many things were popping out of the third part of the third quarter of the 19th century. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore were in Kansas City, and there was a visiting teacher from Emma Curtis Hopkins Seminary, which she had founded in Chicago. Now, Emma was originally with Christian Science, with Mary Baker Eddy. And then they had a little difference of opinion, and Mary Baker Eddy, who is a wonderful teacher and founded this, let her part ways, and then what happened was that Emma Curtis Hopkins founded a seminary in Chicago, and then another one down south later on. She was called the teacher of teachers. And her last student, I understand, was Ernest Holmes, who took the 12-week class with her. But Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, when this gentleman from the seminary in Chicago came out to Kansas City, his name was Dr. E.B. Weeks. I had never heard of him before, but I wanted to look it up because I knew that Myrtle Fillmore had had a miraculous healing. And she had had chronic tuberculosis since childhood. And she knew that there was something that could make things better for her, but she didn't yet know what it was. She and Charles went to the talk by Dr. Weeks. What she heard and what she took away from that was, "I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit disease." That's maybe worth repeating. Would you like to say that with me? "I am a child of God, and I therefore do not inherit disease." So this isn't hereditary. Whatever it is we experience from time to time, it is not God ordained, it is not hereditary. And so Myrtle then began to understand that there was an infinite intelligence within her that she could direct. And she began to use it every day, all day long. This was her praying without ceasing. She began also to speak words of truth, to be impeccable with her word, not to allow herself to gossip or to speak negatively or to criticize. She spoke truth. She spoke truth to every cell in her body. She spoke truth and praised and raised everything within her consciousness and within her physical body too. She did this every day. 2 years later, she was completely healed, and it never returned. Does it need to take 2 years? For her, it was absolutely appropriate. And my gosh, can you imagine how her consciousness changed, shifted, and lifted in that period of time? Not only did her physical body heal completely, but she became a marvelous co-founder with her husband Charles with the Unity Movement, and they created a magnificent movement. When I was a child, before we moved to Redondo Beach and found the Religious Science Church, we were in Los Angeles. No, I didn't say the one true church. We were in Los Angeles, and we attended the Unity Church, the Christ Church Unity in Los Angeles. And that's where I had my beginnings with my Sunday school. That's where I learned that God was everywhere, including right within and all around me. And it has been a beautiful, beautiful movement, and continues this day to have churches that are alive and doing their beautiful healing work. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore were amazing people who, once they discovered the foundation of their lives, the root of their health and well-being and prosperity and joy, they created something so wonderful, but they had to do their own internal work first. Don't we have to do our own internal work? And I do it every day. You do it every day. We do it in a way that makes sense for us, that works for us. So the truth is that this strength and power is within us all. It's not something we need to make happen. Isn't that good news? I just need to uncover it. I don't need to make it happen. I can't. Any more than I can tell my lungs to keep breathing when I sleep at night. Any more than I can tell my heart to keep beating when I'm asleep at night. I have no control over that. Thank you very much. I have enough to do. But we have this infinite intelligence within us, this divine energy that we can direct, just as Myrtle Fillmore did. We're happy, we're healthy, and we're joyfully alive in God's life. I like to bless every cell in my body often throughout the day. I like to give thanks for it. I like to appreciate my organs, my sinew, my bones, my muscles, the blood running through my veins themselves. I like to bless and praise it. How can it be anything but alive and vital and healthy when I continue to speak the truth to it? Now, I'm not making it happen. I'm reminding myself. Why? So I don't get any of what's used to be called stinking thinking in the way of my wholeness and well-being. I love to celebrate my body. Celebrate your body. Tell yourself how healthy and wealthy you are in every way. It's just a reminder so that that divine aliveness can be revealed through you with grace and ease, with grace and ease. It's not a struggle doing our work. Remember, work for me has a capital W. My work is what I love to do. It's my creativity. And when we are allowing ourselves to be co-creators with this infinite intelligence and directing the infinite intelligence and energy to lift itself and everything about us, we are free to celebrate this vitality and appreciate it. I like to praise and raise. I think we all need to do more praising and raising, you know? Praise our bodies, raise them to the highest possible expression of life. Praise our pocketbooks, praise our checkbooks, praise our loved ones, praise our home environment, praise our cities, our communities, our country. Praise the world and raise it up to a higher vibration. We're created to feel the joy of aliveness. That's our natural state of being. Nothing can prevent this divine experience but the interference of a false belief, which is why, like Myrtle, we get to do our work. She did her work too to bring up anything that was contradictive to her wholeness. And when she became aware of what was going on in her subconscious mind that had created the problems that she had lived with all her life, she began gently to welcome those inappropriate and untrue notions, belief systems that were going on in the subconscious. She would welcome them and say, "Thank you for showing yourself to me," or something like that. And then she would allow that infinite love and divine energy to transform them. And she would supplant them with the truth. That's what an affirmation is. What does affirm mean? It means to make firm. And we're making firm the truth within our subconscious mind as we do this beautiful work. Let's open up ourselves to this lovely, lively flow of divine energy all day long, every day. And when we do that, when we feel the illuminating presence of spirit expressing through us, and we feel the lightness in our bodies and in every cell, then it's only natural that we become light bearers for other people who go, "Wow, I could do that too. Let me have some more of that light." You know, I've had people, I remember many years ago, a woman in the hospital who said, "You know, I really want to believe. I'm new at this, but I really want to believe, but I really don't have any faith." And I said, "I have so much of it. Let me share it with you." And from that moment on, she was able to accept and begin to study and realize that she got very well. We can share that. We can share our light and our aliveness with other people when we're living it. We can't just talk about it. We can't just be talking heads. We need to be embodying and living these principles and letting this aliveness, which is our natural state of being, and remembering that we inherit wholeness, we just simply let it be. We let God be God in us. And when we do, it's so rewarding. And if we have a little sniffle that comes along from time to time, that really becomes a snow white? No. It becomes a so what. It's like, okay, here today, gone tomorrow. Thank you very much. We come from a perfect life. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is your life and my life now. It's whole, complete, and perfect. So as we wake up to this divine resource and our ability to speak our word and allow this intelligent energy to respond in a powerful and peaceful and beautiful way, then everyone we encounter will be encouraged to live this life so wonderfully. It will enliven them too. Don't you love the idea of enlivening people? It's fun. You do it all the time, I know. You feel light, you feel alive, you feel ready to let this world be as wonderful as it truly is, to celebrate your body, to celebrate your loved ones, to celebrate your work and your play and all the people that you love already and the ones that are on their way that you're going to care about even more. I am too. Will you say with me, God is my source.
God is my source.
I inherit only wholeness and joy. Infinite intelligence responds to my words of truth. Infinite intelligence responds to my words of truth. I'm a vital center of divine activity now. I'm a vital center of divine activity now. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Thank you. All right. This is good. This is fun. It's wonderful. Now, you know what we get to do next? This is going to be like the wonderful days that we had when we met before. We're going to have an usher and a basket and two ushers and two baskets and one on his head. And so this is the time of our offertory. And here is our opportunity to remember our divine source. Now, however you give, and many of you, whether you're here present or you're listening online, many of you give virtually in many different ways, and you call it in, you have it sent out of your checking account, so many ways. But I like the old-fashioned way, because it reminds me that our substance, our divine substance, comes from our one divine source, and I love returning it to that source. So I would like you to say with me, God is all there is. God is my source. It is my joy to return to my source a portion of the inflowing good that circulates and recirculates forever and ever. And so it is.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You
lives,
are the place.
moves and breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You are the place.
moves and breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I want you to clap your hands and sing it with me. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Ooh, I love that intro. Hi, everyone. I'm Payson Burt. I'm the Vice President of the Board of Trustees, and I'm here with today's announcements. You're right, Dr. Maxine. This is it's nice to be out here as opposed to behind all the instruments and wait with the headphones on. Thank you. That was wonderful, and it's a reminder. I've been taking the Essential Ernest Holmes class with Dr. Maxine and Bo, and it's just a constant reminder, and it's such a pleasure the way you and Bo are presenting that class. And I'm sorry it's ending. It's our last class this Tuesday. I'm sad to see it end, but it's a constant reminder that how simple things are, and yet how I make it so complex, but you break through all the complexity and make it simple again for me. Thank you. Got a lot of stuff here today, so but stay till the end because it's those of you out there. On the note of classes, we invite you to join us for a new dynamic series of 4 workshops on Zoom called Living a Beautiful Life, using science of mind principles in every area of your life. In this series of 4 2-hour workshops, beginning on Tuesday evening, November 22nd, we will be exploring at a deep level how to use the science of mind to expand and enlarge our awareness and experiences in the area of health, wealth, love, and relationships, and work and creative expression. I know that was a run-on sentence, sorry. I think I skipped a period. There will be lively discussions, profound spiritual practices, and deep exploration of our desires and goals in each of our 4 areas of our lives. This is a love offering donation series of workshops. Attend all 4 or choose the workshop or workshops that explores your area or areas that you are most interested in. This workshop will be presented by Bo Smith. So he was a wonderful teacher for our class, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful teacher for these classes. So check it out. See all the information on this workshop, and to register, just go to www.cslphilly.org, events calendar, and click on November 22nd. We do require that you register for this workshop. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the bot spot. Edie was going to be here today, but she isn't, and so I'm going to read. Now, I will be reading her words, but I'm going to be translating into my, like me talking. So, as Edie wrote this, it was election day. She felt emotional as she cast her vote that evening after work. The welling up of emotion surprised her, but when she thought about it, it made sense. On voting day, Edie had the opportunity to express her vote for a future that most closely aligns with her personally held vision. Each of us has a vision for ourselves, our communities, and the future. Subsequently, we may differ in our vote. It's an individual thing. Our politics is not the point. Edie's message is that we all have the opportunity to vote, and such a beautiful thing that is. And as John Zoll so eloquently spoke about at our annual business meeting in October, what are you voting for when it comes to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living? It is GPCSL's intentional giving program season, and as such, it's worth mentioning that in 2023, the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living turns 30. That is 30 years of providing a path for people to improve their lives with spirituality that works, helping them to reconnect with Source and live their best life. Personally, Edie has navigated deeply challenging times with a greater degree of grace and ease because of her exposure to the science of mind philosophy and the support of the community's members and friends. Edie is eternally grateful for this, and it's one of the reasons she gives her 3 T's, time, treasure, and talent, to the center. In doing so, she is casting a vote for the vision she holds in which the center helps others, as it has helped her and people dear to her for many years to come. Each of us has the opportunity to cast a vote for the future of GPCSL community by participating in the 2023 Intentional Giving Program at the level that feels good to you personally. That level will differ from one person to the next. It's an individual thing. Collectively, the difference is really made when more of us participate in the program because it helps the center plan for the future in a fiscally successful way. It gives us the insight needed for responsibly investing our resources on things like a new space for classes and celebrations, events, staff, and I don't know, a 30th year anniversary party. That sounds good. The entire board will vote for that. Thank you, Edie. And I know you're watching, and you always provide such great leadership. Thank you. There. I keep on looking at you. All right, on with the announcements. With our commitment to have at least one in-person event each month, we are happy to let you know we are actually holding 2 in-person celebrations this month. Special thanks to Suzanne and Rich Smethers for hosting us live today. And mark your calendar for Sunday, November 27th, when we will be holding another in-person celebration, and also our Bountiful Bouquet presentation at the Hyatt House in King of Prussia, across from the KFP. That's the cool way of saying King of Prussia Mall, the KOP. More details are on our events calendar. Next, Reverend Mike's Science of Mind textbook book group continues each Saturday at 9:45 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We invite you to jump in any Saturday. Just go to our events calendar and click on the Saturday you'd like to join and register using the link. Reverend Mike will send you an email with instructions on how to join. Also, if you're watching us and enjoy our Sunday celebrations and love notes on our Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and share with others. When you subscribe, you will receive notices when our Sunday celebration and our daily love notes are uploaded. Again, we will continue to live stream our Sunday celebrations every Sunday at 10:30 a.m., even the live ones like now and at the Hyatt House. Just visit our website, www.cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button. I know it, I just can't say it. To see all our virtual love notes and past celebrations.
After all the money I spent on your elocution.
I got And that's it for today's announcements. All right, thank you. All right, now I told you there's something else. So we are so pleased as a board to bring on someone who I've been trying to get on the board for at least 4 years, 5 years? Yeah. And it took Edie to call you. Well, what's that about? Monet Farrington, she's going to be joining our board today. I'm going to read a little bit of a bio about her, and then I'm going to bring her up. But first, I'd like to do Edie was not able to be here today, but she did send a video to welcome you.
Hi, Monet. Hi, everyone. This is Edie. I'm sorry I can't be there in person today to welcome you onto the board. Really sad that I can't be there, but feeling a little under the weather, but all's good. It's all fine. But we're so happy to have you join us and so much appreciate all the work you've done and all that you've contributed to the center over the years. Looking forward to working with you in the future. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Great, and I have to say too that I'm really looking forward to having you join our group and the individuality and the energy that you're going to bring, and so welcome. So I'm going to read a little bio, and then I'm going to bring her up. Monet Farrington was born in the Bronx, right? It's the Bronx. The Bronx, New York, and was raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania during her teenage years. She has always enjoyed helping others and positively impacting people's lives, which is evident by her career in healthcare, which started in 2000 when she became an EMT. In 2016, she began working at a startup benefits navigation company as a patient advocate, helping people solve their health insurance issues and helping them manage their healthcare needs. She currently works behind the scenes of the growing company as an operations specialist to create and improve processes for a superior, cohesive patient experience. That's a mouthful. Cohesive, so superior, cohesive. Monet is the mother of a wonderfully kind and amazing daughter. The time to be embarrassed, right? Spending time with her loved ones, taking long walks, exploring nature, going fishing, learning new things, and listening to music and audiobooks all bring her great joy. Her journey to GPCSL started many years ago. Over the years, Monet sought a deeper connection with her spiritual source, but had difficulty finding a spiritual home where she could be her authentic self and one that reflected her beliefs and values. So she took her search online, and upon hearing about religious science, she plotted the various churches to visit. Her church tour was short-lived because by the end of her first Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living Sunday celebration, she knew she found her spiritual home and family. She began attending Sunday celebrations regularly, learning about religious science and science of mind, and ultimately becoming a member of GPCSL in 2018. Since that time, she's completed multiple classes, joined the choir, oh, I miss the choir, became part of the bookstore team, and attended organized community meetings. She also organized the Christmas tree, what's it called again? Tree of Giving program. So she's been active already, and I'm once again looking forward to how she's going to be even more active now. So why don't we all welcome Monet? Come on up, Monet.
Thank you so much. I'm going to try not to get emotional. It is truly an honor and a privilege to serve. I'm really looking forward to it. There's always things to be done, and I know it wasn't just Edie calling. I know you've asked me before. This year I really felt called to serve, and I definitely want to do that. Again, I'm looking forward to it, and I love each and every one of you, and I'm looking forward to serving and growing with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Monet. Monet, also, we wanted to give you a book that we are all reading as a board. And Linda, this is a gift from Linda as well, where she did a workshop that you have, oh. Yeah. I get so flustered, I forgot.
Thank you. It is called The Four Pivots, Reimagining Justice and Reimagining Ourselves. Love it already. So thank you.
Great. Yeah, you did. Yeah. That's it. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Maxine. Get all this stuff out.
Thank you, Payson. That was wonderful. Welcome, welcome. We're just so grateful. It just gets better. No, I'm not going to embarrass you anymore today. You will? Okay. Oh, you later. Okay, good. This has been a wonderful day. Thank you all so much. Do stay around. We have some refreshments, so we're going to be bringing out shortly to celebrate our newest board member, Monet. So stay around and greet her and thank her for joining our team and have some yummies, okay? So now I think we're going to have a closing song, and I like the title. It's by Faith Rivera, who's one of our favorites, and it's called Come Alive 100%.
You're talking smack, but here's where it's at. We take our power back 100%. We're giving notice. No more bamboozled, bogus, hocus pocus. No longer hypnotized, it's time to realize 100%. We've come alive. We've come alive. We've come alive. We've been bringing broken bits, storing up our what ifs, holding back and holding down. Damn, forget we had a crown. change the story up. Finally get that we're enough. Bring the fullness of the we. Girls, let's make history. We've come alive. 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 Kahuna told me once, listen up, listen in. You're gonna start a revolution from within. The kind of get us off and forget about the inclination to fight, to force, to dictate what is right. The wahine, all the women, change it up, bring it bold, proclaim it, your power, find your way back to the throne. It's not about toppling or jostling or blaming. It's been a lifetime's already of suppression and shaming. We're not here to get you back, we don't need tit for tat. Hell, don't wanna pass violence on and on and on and on and on. Can we be the solution, be the right and what is wrong? 100% bring it. 100% better know it. 100%, 100%. We've come alive. We've come alive. Oh, we've come alive. We've come alive. We've come alive. We've come alive. Oh, we've come alive. We've come alive. We've come alive. We've come alive.
That was fun. Now, we did actually get to sing a little bit with Eddie Watkins Jr. today, didn't we? Well, hold on to your horses, because the more we gather in person, the more we're going to be doing some community singing together. Don't you love it? Yeah. So you'll hear more about that as we go along. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for saying yes. I asked you too, you know. Everybody did. All right, so now as we go forth today, let it be with a keen awareness that love abounds, the light of wholeness shines from within each one of us, that we celebrate our healthy bodies, minds, and spirits, and that we become a great, infectious, delightful experience of life alive that touches, blesses, and receives the wholeness and inspires the wholeness within every sentient being. This is a beautiful opportunity, and we accept our aliveness with joy, and so it is.